We are live, people. We are live. Welcome to another Toronto Hoop Talk stream. My name is Alam, and today, what we're going to be talking about is the FIBA World Cup. Big tournament coming up. I can sit here and talk to you guys about Canada all day, but I thought this stream would be a lot more fun with guests. So I got my guy Nico in here. I got my guy Eddie in here. Nico's tapping in from Puerto Rico. Eddie's tapping in from the Bay. So we got lots of coverage for you guys. We won't just be talking about Canada. As always, people, if you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay, your engagement matters. So make sure you're liking the video, make sure you're leaving comments, make sure you're subbed to the channel. These are the kinds of engagement that help channels grow. People, what are we saying, Nico? What are you up to, bro?
Well, I was reviewing my notes on Team Puerto Rico. I'm just trying to give the best analysis for everybody. I know Puerto Rico's not really talked about in these stages. It's always like the bigger teams, the USAs, the Canadas. So I thought I'd bring to light, some of the talent that might make some noise this tournament.
Yeah. So a lot of the Puerto Rican team is from Puerto Rico. So Nico, being somebody who watches the league, he's going to give you guys insight that you're actually probably not going to get anywhere else. So we're really happy to have that insight. I got my guy Eddie tapping in, somebody who I've done countless hours of NBA streams with.
Yes, sir.
So what are we saying, Eddie?
I'm good. It's crazy because it's like historically, this is the one tournament basketball wise that the U.S. has had some of the worst collection of talent show up to and think they could win. But now I'm not confident, but I'm not as depressed as I have been in most years. A lot of the times it was a joke. But this
sometimes
time
you guys just throw the D team out there. You guys just throw. Honestly, it's just Coach K doing some favors to some guys who,
Don't get me started on Coach K. Let's not even. We're the Godfather for real. Under the table and over the table for real.
Hey, but why aren't you confident in this team? I like this team. I like the USA squad, y'all, brother.
I like the team, but the one thing with FIBA ball is like that teamwork means something. And the fact that, these guys been playing since they was like 15 together. Certain situations that's really gonna matter. So it should be interesting though. We'll see.
Yeah.
Not for sure. The stakes are definitely high for this tournament as well. Obviously, it's the tournament for a trophy, but I just learned something the other day when I was looking up the tournament. Olympic qualification is actually up for grabs here. So they've jumbled the Americas together, North, South, Central. There's 7 teams from the Americas in this tournament, and the top 2 in terms of how they finish will get Olympic qualification. And if you miss out, there's only a third spot to get at, which will happen in a tournament that you'll have to win later on, I think in like November. So the stakes are high. Obviously, for a team like the US, you feel like if they slip up, they'll just show up to the next tournament with their talent and they'll get in the Olympics. That's a big part of, Nike and stuff. They won't let that slip up. But for Canada and Puerto Rico, you fuck around, you will find out. Leave yourself up to that last tournament where you have to win it. Not finish second, not finish third. You have to win it. You might find out. So it's high stakes for me and Nico for sure. I figure may as well get started with Canada, I guess. I'm going to throw up the squads on the screen while we talk through the teams. I think this is the U.S. for now, so I'll get us to Canada. The surprising thing about the Canadian squad is that there's actually not that much of Canada's talent, which I don't necessarily understand because this should be a big tournament for us. But as you can see, we have some guys that play in Europe on the team and some guys who play in the NBA who aren't on the team. So you don't see Andrew Wiggins, you don't see Shaedon Sharpe, you don't see Benedict Mathurin. Obviously, Jamal Murray's not playing because of a bunch of things. He's got a little knee issue going on. He played a lot of basketball in the playoffs, and Penn probably has to get put to paper on an extension at some point. So he's probably looking to worry about the health a little bit more than some other things right now. So a lot of talent that's not there, but obviously there is enough talent there to look at and say that, we should have a pretty strong finish. Obviously, the first tournament with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, watching the friendlies have been a joy. That guy's so good. And especially in the FIBA format where you see the game being different, impact certain players, but I really feel like it suits him. The pace that he plays at, the fact that with his game, you kind of know what his spots are. He just gets to them regardless, right? That kind of a game, it suits the play style really, really well. He's somebody that's the unquestioned number one option. Things flow through him. And I really like what I've seen from the team so far. Now, what Eddie mentioned is that teamwork is a big thing. This isn't a unit that's played together a whole lot. Obviously, the big thing with Canada is that Nick Nurse was the coach for a while, up until about a month ago, where, shit fell apart with the Raptors. And when the Sixers gave him a job, they expressed that they weren't all the way okay with him being the Canadian coach, and he quit. And to be honest, it probably would have been awkward if he was coaching Canada in the Raptors facility after being fired by them. That'd be very weird. Right? Yeah. That'd be really weird. So he's out of there. Jordi Fernandez, the guy who probably finished second or third in the Raptors coaching search, he's the coach of Canada right now, assistant coach on the Kings. Thing about him that's interesting is that he coaches under Mike Brown, who coaches Nigeria, I believe. So he's kind of got his mentor at the NBA level, also has experience with juggling NBA career and an international coaching career. So we'll see how things go for him. He's highly touted as a coach, but obviously he's not somebody who we've seen a whole lot from. He's joining the team as of a month ago. A lot of these players are playing together as of a month ago. There's not a lot of team cohesion, and that's what I saw throughout the friendlies. The first friendly we played against Germany, they got clapped in the first half. That was bad. They were down the whole first half. They were down 20 by halftime. But from that point onwards, the team has gotten a little bit better. Some roles have been defined. I think I know the starting five, the top two bench guys, what everybody's role is. So I feel good about what's going on from that standpoint. There's not a lot of confusion, but what you get is the perimeter players are SGA, RJ Barrett, and Dylan Brooks. SGA is obviously the first option. RJ Barrett's a clear number two option. Dylan Brooks just plays defense and stands around in the corner. Thankfully, he's not the chucker that he is with Memphis. And then you got Kelly Olynyk and Dwight Powell, two really, really established role players that, like, they know their role. They understand what they're good at when it comes to basketball. They have very clearly understand what they're not good at, and they do their role. First two players off the bench are Lou Dort and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And for that seven, I feel good about that seven. It's after that where it's just sometimes they just play some guys. They play guys that a lot of the times don't always do too well. There's a guy named Zach Edey here who plays for, actually, oddly enough, he's not on this list, which means it's not all the way up to date. But Zach Edey plays for Purdue. He plays in college. He'll be on the team. He's 7'4", so he's like a weapon that we have if we're going up against somebody with just like a huge, like 7'3", 300-pound center. If we encounter that, we have a matchup for that guy, but he's not going to play much otherwise. But yeah, I like what I've seen. I think certain guys' games, they suit the international game better. And the big one for me is RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett is a player who, in the NBA game where threes matter a little bit more, I don't think fares too well. But for the international game, where it's less about that, I think his output is a little bit better for the team. And the big thing for me is that with a lot of these international teams, they don't have big two guards, because that's what he is. He's a two guard. They have two guards that tend to be a lot smaller. So when he's driving, and all the friendlies that I've seen, when he's driving to the basket, the guy who's trying to deal with that he does not have the size to actually like alter the shot. RJ gets to the basket easily. He gets good looks. And even when there's a big at the rim contesting it, he has the physicality to deal with that. So actually, I've been really happy with what I've seen from RJ. Team looks solid. I'm hopeful, but again, teamwork is a big thing. And we'll see what happens. But that's what I have to say about this team. Curious as to what you guys have to say.
I absolutely love the Jordi Fernandez call, man. I love it.
Well, what do you know about him? Let's hear that.
Hey, first off, he's a player's coach. Yeah. You've seen it with the Kings. You've seen that turnaround they have. Also, he's a very young guy to be a coach, so he's bringing that youthful energy with those younger guys like Nickeil, Shea, and RJ. I don't know. I love his experience that he has. And he's gonna get with his team. It's the first tournament, but I feel like he has enough, courage to really pull through and handle all the egos on the team. But I feel like there's no egotistical players except maybe he who shall not be named, Dylan Brooks.
He who shall not be named. That's real. And that's real. Here's the thing. If he needs to deal with him, I feel like he's already been dealt with because I've seen no Dylan Brooks energy. Now, I don't know if he dealt with it or if LeBron dealt with it, but somebody dealt with Dylan Brooks because he's been acting brand new. It was probably the world. As a basketball community, we got together and put him in his place.
He got that new Houston contract. He's acting different now.
Yeah.
No, but I really I love that Jordi Fernandez nod. And I feel like Canada might make a really good amount of noise. I don't know much about the lower end of the bench guys. I don't know if they're going to be able to show up later on. I know that you guys have some good EuroLeague talent, but I believe Canada can make a solid run this tournament. FIBA is weird though. Like sometimes you're up 20 against Germany, another time you're 30 down against Latvia or something. You know,
it goes like that.
These tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like Canada for this tournament. I really do. Also, great uniforms too.
For sure. They're clean.
When it comes to the Canada squad, it's funny because the first time I took like Canada serious, like in the FIBA sense, I think RJ had like 36-14 against like our youth squad, and it was the first time that the USA had lost to Canada in any kind of, I think, basketball, like FIBA-wise competition. So to see him make the gradual leap to being on this stage is dope. And then just for it to come together finally, because, I mean, Canada's always had hoopers. I don't think anybody can dispute that. Like, whether you know they're from Canada or not, once you see them play ball, you understand they belong. So to see the likes of Shai, I mean – I'm so jealous of that dude, like how he plays basketball. Like, it's like the coolest thing ever, you know? Like, I wish, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, how fast is the game going for you? Is it really that slow? Like, it's dope watching him go on this world stage and show himself off. Lou Dort, another one I like to watch, not when he's playing against my Lakers, but dog, right? You got to enjoy him. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, hopefully, I've always been high on him, too. I thought that, you know, the thing with Minnesota was just him getting the opportunity that he didn't get in New Orleans. And then, you know, it's good to have people like Kelly Olynyk and Dwight Powell because, and even I think this Melvin guy, I think I've seen him play. He might be number 5, but he's just scrappy. Like, you always need those scrappy guys who don't want the ball and are comfortable not really seeing the ball a couple times down the court. So yeah, I think like we've been saying, yeah, definitely. That's who I thought. Yeah,
I'm looking through his resume. I feel like I know just because I know the Canadian Hoopers, but I feel like I've seen him play somewhere. I'm looking at his resume. I guess 1 year in the G League, but the rest of it's been in Europe.
Yeah, I think he's played on a couple summer league teams. I remember him from college. You know, I think it was summer league. He played for like maybe the Warriors or something like that. So
shout out, Manj, by the way. Sarcasm City. Regular
bottom row on this one too. Hello, but yeah,
for sure.
I think like was said before, like the Nico said before me. They have a great shot of qualifying. You know, I think the one thing that I'll be watching out for with them is just paint points. Like, you're going to need a big who could dominate space, I think, in this FIBA competition because you might see one or just one that can hold their own. And how they maintain the paint, I think the perimeter, they're getting like one of the best teams in the entire tournament when it comes to just perimeter play. But interior is where I think I have the biggest question mark if I had to choose one. But yeah, they should be fine to make it through their group, and then after that one, it's kind of a crapshoot for all the teams. So yeah, I like their chances.
Yeah, no, for sure, that's a good point because there were certain moments in the friendlies where the bench lineup would just have one big and basically like 4 perimeter players, like not even a 4, but like not even like actually even a 3. I've seen a lot of guards play with one big off the bench, and then with the starting lineup, like Olynyk he's not tiny by any means, but he doesn't really play with like a whole lot of physicality a lot of the time. And then sometimes he's not even in the right spot to then be able to use physicality either. So Olynyk might be a guy who doesn't quite like command the paint area, and then Dwight Powell is like, I don't think he's particularly physical either. Like he's not a big guy. I think he's like actually the size. He's 6'10". I don't know how much he weighs, but he's not really an imposing player either. So that's not something we have. If we have to go to Zach Edey, who's 7'4" and like huge, but I think with him, it's a very matchup based thing because he's slow.
Yeah.
As with any 7'4" player, he's so slow. So that's something that you're gonna have to have another slow player on the court for the other team for that to make sense. So that's definitely something that if you see early on that they can't deal with that, I think that'll be something every team that goes up against Canada is gonna have to, or is gonna look to target. But then obviously the same way they're gonna have that to deal with, I think at the end of the day, anybody who's playing us also has to deal with us in the backcourt, right? Yeah. It's one of those things where, we'll be trading strengths or weaknesses and we'll see what happens.
I'm not going to lie.
The big hand.
I feel like every FIBA happens, a guy like Kelly Olynyk might go for 25 and 10 in a game. I feel it in me. He's done it a couple of times for Detroit. I feel like he can do it this tournament. I'm not going to lie.
Oh yeah. He's that type, bro. Because it's crazy. He's actually a bucket. Like it's not. He's a good player. Like it's not like the high 19 to 25, but he's good for 16 in the league. So you think about. He's
one of those sleeper players that he shoots unconscious. You can't stop him for no reason.
Yeah, he got that awkward game, bro. It's real awkward. It's hard to get his timing right because then you think you cut him off. He got that spin back, and he could go. He could definitely make some. I'm with you. I think he would be, if there was like to measure Canada's success, because I think what you're gonna get from a Shai. If they can get Kelly to be a consistent scorer, that'll help him in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
No, for sure. I think he's definitely going to be a big part of like what happens in this tournament, good or bad. I know there's been moments in the friendlies where he's actually been the guy to bring the ball up the court. So like if other guys are getting pressured too much, or just like the reality is with Olynyk, like he has a sneaky handle, like you don't see it coming. But if he finds a matchup on him who like is maybe just like a big stiff like power forward, like in the more traditional sense, he's the type that can take them off the dribble, which I think a lot of teams might not see coming, and punish a team that way. So yeah, he's a player that like I feel like he's the type who in this tournament will give us like a 4-point game, an 11-point game, probably a 25-point game, and then like a 12-point game. He's that kind of player. But
I'm cold.
Yeah, no, we'll see. I like what we have going on paper. And then more importantly, I just like the opportunity we have to actually see what people look like together. That's not something that's super common for us. Like I said, a lot of these players are playing for the first time. I personally have been waiting to see Jamal Murray and SGA play together for a good like 5-6 years now. We still haven't had it happen. So I'm just, obviously grateful that we even at least get to see SGA with some decent talent around him. And yeah, it's a high stakes tournament too. So you're going to see what people are made of in big pressure moments. Mm-hmm. And with that said, I think we'll pivot to Puerto Rico. We'll just go in the order of the panel arrangement right now. So I'm going to find Puerto Rico on this website and we will get right to that squad. So as you can see, people, if you look at the teams over here that people play for, not a lot of teams that like the average basketball fan would be familiar with if you're online consuming basketball content. So you got guys from the Puerto Rican League, you got guys from the Israeli League, you got guys from, the Italian League, the Spanish League. You got players from all over the world on Puerto Rico. So, I had to give the basketball community somebody who was tapped in with this team like no other. So, Nico, the floor is yours.
So I've had the pleasure to watch all the guys in the Puerto Rican League play live, multiple games, and there's a lot to go around in Puerto Rico. It's not the best roster that they could put out. You could obviously see a guy like Jose Alvarado is missing. He's Puerto Rico's marquee guy, in my opinion. I'm just kind of sad the Pelicans didn't, allow him to go, but he always showed up in the clutch when he wore that.
Wait, they didn't allow him to go?
Yeah, they didn't allow him to go because he had a tibia injury or
okay,
something.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay.
messed up.
So yeah, so now it leaves you with two marquee guys for Puerto Rico, and George Condit and Tremont Waters. Um, I feel like that's gonna be the bread and butter of Puerto Rico. Don't be surprised if you see them spam pick and roll like 37 times in a game. I feel like a comparison with George Condit and Tremont Waters is like a Pascal and Fred VanVleet to us Toronto fans a little while ago. Also, fun fact about them, they even live in the same apartment building. Um, yeah.
That's that what Eddie was talking about with the
They got
teamwork.
that
But
That's
these
chemistry.
guys will have
synergy,
known
dog.
each other
Like, I
forever.
go I go to the casino once in a while here. And I see them playing craps a lot of the times there.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, they got a
That's
great
dope.
bond, a great chemistry, especially in games. That pick and roll of them, once they get hot, it's really nice. But a guy like Tremont Waters, he's kind of Fred VanVleet esque. He's kind of hot and cold. If he's hot, you can't stop him. If he's cold, he's gonna shoot a 30-foot jumper when there's 18 seconds on the clock, and he's gonna airball it. But he's really good. He's very shifty. I saw a highlight the other day. I don't know who. He kind of did a little ankle breaker against USA. I forgot against who. I don't know if it was.
I remember. I forget who it was, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
He's very shifty. So him and George Condit are our marquee guys. There's also another player missing here, Angel Matias, who is second in MVP voting in our league, second to Brandon Knight. Yeah, Brandon Knight's an MVP here.
Oh, Brandon Knight's in Puerto Rico cooking. Let's
Brandon
go.
Knight is cooking in Puerto Rico. But yeah, we're gonna miss him. He averaged about 18 points per game, solid 3-point shooting. I still don't know why they didn't call him. We also have a new coaching staff too. I don't know if you guys know about Carlos Arroyo. He played.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's the new GM for the Puerto Rican national team. So right now, we Puerto Ricans, we're not too happy with him. Players are mad. Some players have walked out completely on the team because they don't like the coaching staff. So the guys that we got, they're good, but it's not an optimized team. So as you can see in the friendlies, like Puerto Rico got whooped every game. And I don't know. I don't think they're playing up to their potential. If they do play up to their potential, I think they can come up second in the group to Serbia. China concerns me a little bit, but I do believe Puerto Rico has the edge over them. You got guys like Aleem Ford. He's solid. Our biggest guy, again, George Condit, 6'10" is a luxury in this league. You don't see many 7-footers in FIBA World Cup, which is kind of scary, not going to lie. Teams like France have a big advantage. But guys like Ismael Romero is a great addition, great shooter. Stephen Thompson Jr. is also a great shooter. Philip Wheeler, I think, is going to get cut, sadly. I don't know why he's still here. I think he's going to get cut. But if he stays, I would love to. He's a great inside presence. But Puerto Rico right now is a little mixed bag of tricks, If they do play to their potential and their chemistry, they can really kill people on that pick and roll offense. They do have a lot of active defenders. For example, Tremont Waters, again with the Fred VanVleet-esque comparison, he led our league with 2.4 steals. Very active defender, very active hands. Also in the playoffs, picked apart DeMarcus Cousins a couple of times. Yeah, DeMarcus is another one killing it here.
I gotta watch some games, man. Y'all sound like the Saudi league. Y'all sound like the Saudi league.
Basketball Saudi league.
Oh man, the playoffs are crazy here. I went to a game. It was Carolina versus Guaynabo. Carolina is where George Condit and Tremont Waters play. Guaynabo is where DeMarcus plays. It is very, very intense because Carolina has a reputation of kind of being like the hood, and Guaynabo has a reputation of being like the richest part. Where all the rich kids are.
Okay. We know the dynamic.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, they were playing Carolina, and it was a lot of tight games. The game I went to, man, you're from Canada, so you must be very familiar with hockey horns, right?
Oh yeah.
So they in Carolina
He
they
was
have
bringing hockey horns.
they have a hockey horn for every block, every 3-pointer, every dunk, every free throw
That's
taken.
hilarious.
Yeah. No, it's very
Just
intense.
finding an
So,
excuse to use it at that point.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. No, it was obnoxious, but it was a great atmosphere. So that's another thing. These guys can't handle pressure. They really can't. People here
That
are
makes sense.
relentless. Yeah.
That
They
makes sense.
talk
I was
about
gonna ask about the crowds too, because I
the
imagine
crowds
that
here, man. We talk about players' wives. We do everything out here, man. It is
I guess
crazy.
like that.
Like you
Yeah, so
got players. You
I
got players
imagine
talking
that
at the
when they go to the
crowd.
FIBA World Cup, there's nothing they're gonna hear in the crowd they haven't heard
Yeah,
already. It sounds like.
Nah.
I don't think they'll even understand the language.
That's
Yeah, but man, players bark at the crowd like a lot here too, and there's not. Sometimes players even fight the crowd.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They
I
just get
love
off
it
the,
though. I
yeah,
love it. I love what
It
I'm
sounds
get off the
hearing.
good.
lines, and they just can keep playing. That's it. But
It sounds
yeah,
like I have to come out and see a game. That's what that
oh
sounds
man,
like.
That's what
here,
it sounds like, man.
playoff games here are a very good treat, man. Like very
Yo.
comparable to a very intense NBA game. Like you get the same amount of noise and the same amount of feeling. The scoring's a bit lower because the rules are different here. The clock never stops, but it is a very, very intense league. So I feel like that's gonna help the roster.
Hearing this is funny because I feel like there was a point in the summer where I was like, "Yo, you want to do a Raptors summer league watch long?" You're like, "Nah, I'm going to Portland playoffs," and I'm like, "Yeah, of course, go do that. What the hell? I'll do this."
Yeah. Now though, a lot of like artists and rappers are becoming owners of teams, so the teams have more funding and they're becoming bigger. More people are attending games, which
That's
makes it a little
awesome.
more intense. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's dope.
Again,
That sounds like it sounds like such a good time.
oh, it's
Yeah.
a great time, and tickets are dirt cheap, man, if you can find them, because our stadiums aren't that big too. So
Oh, I love that. I love that, bro.
Yeah, you
That sounds like
kinda
a
get
high
that-
school environment on
you
steroids.
kind of get that high school / college hybrid with a little bit of streets in it, because it's that little feel.
Because they about to fight the fans.
I was going to a playoff game where for Santurce, which is one of my favorite teams, Emmanuel Moutier plays there, but the team we were playing against, one of the players almost started fighting with the crowd because they were talking about his wife. Things get chippy. The crowd talks. The coach, even the coaches get involved with the crowd. It's incredible. I don't know. That said, that intensity, that weirdness, it's a very different league.
Bro, it just sounds like the Puerto Rican team is gonna bring so much dog with them that might carry them.
But you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
That was what I was gonna say about this team. Like, if we just talk about straight dog, it's top 3. Puerto Rico top 3.
The sliders are all the way at the top. It's 99 dog rating.
No, you have a lot of dogs. Only one that might be a little cold-hearted is Ismael Romero. Sometimes he gets a little scared when it's the time to win.
Okay.
We know he shouldn't be getting the last shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we're gonna keep it away from him.
At the end of the day, to be honest, the guys that you really got to watch out for is George Condit and Tremont Waters. Those are champions in the league. George Condit barely missed out on Finals MVP because former NBA player Mike Scott turned into prime Kawhi that series.
Oh, Mike Scott's out there too.
Mike Scott, I was wondering what happened to him.
He's a Finals MVP here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, which team was he playing for? Was he playing for the rich area team?
No. He was playing with the hood.
Okay. So the neck tats
That's hella funny. I love that.
Well endorsed.
Worst sleeve I've ever seen in my life, man. The emojis is just it's OD, man. It's not good.
It gotta look terrible in real life because it looks bad on camera.
It looks worse in real life, but he's cold. Like,
yeah.
I wish we could have had him for the national team. I'm not gonna lie. But George Condit, he was averaging I think like 20 and 12 in the finals. Tremont Waters was probably the most crucial part during the whole run, though. I think he had a couple of 35 pieces. A 35 piece in this league is like a 45, 50 bomb in the NBA, just because it's like a lot less scoring. But yeah, a guy like Tremont, when it comes to playoffs, you have to pray when he gets hot. because that man just starts shooting whatever, and you're like, he's a very tiny guy, so you're like, how's he making these shots?
Yeah, I'm seeing here he's 5'10".
He is 5'10", and it's noticeable, man. Like, you can definitely notice. I saw him take a floater on DeMarcus Cousins, and I couldn't believe he didn't block it.
That's the Achilles injuries, man. That's what that is.
Oh man, he's different.
Yeah.
Nah, but DeMarcus turned into Steph Curry now too. He shoots threes here.
He shoots threes.
Hella, I think he scored 7 threes in a game here.
Is the 3-point line far, or like is it NBA?
It's the same.
Or is it shorter?
No,
it's the same. Oh, okay, true.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, because I think Boogie was starting to get a little bit comfortable with the 3-point shot towards the end of his NBA career. So I imagine
no, here he's
that's
lighting
sharp
up
right now.
He's lighting up. Only thing is he did get injured again this season, sadly.
Oh man.
Yeah, he did. But I feel like he should get another NBA nod. I really do feel like he's kind of in shape. I feel like he needs a little NBA training camp again.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he should be back. That said, again, a lot of these guys have played against NBA talent or played with NBA talent.
Yeah.
And it might be seen here if they stay hot, because when this team gets cold and they lose that dog, they get scared and they run away. Like, you don't see them for the rest of the game. So that's what could hold back Puerto Rico. I'm praying that they don't get cold against China and South Sudan, because that would be disastrous. But it's a very tenacious defense too. Like, over here in Puerto Rico, sometimes coaches like to run full court press the whole game. So don't be surprised if they don't get tired in the clutch. They do have a good gas tank. Yeah, they do have a really good gas tank here. But yeah, it's kind of up in the air for Puerto Rico right now, because players don't have the best relationship with coaching staff either, sadly. Nelson Colon hasn't been the best coach that Puerto Rico could have. I wanted JJ Barea to coach the national squad.
That would have been lit.
That would have been great. He's gonna coach DeMarcus Cousins this season too. Actually, he got the nod for right now.
That should be fun. That should be fun.
Got it. But yeah, I wish JJ Barea could have been the coach. I mean, hey, he has some experience beating USA in the FIBA World Cup.
Right?
Yeah.
JJ Barea shows up. What is anybody gonna say? What is like that guy's resume? What is anybody gonna say?
Man, he still clamped LeBron. That's all I'm gonna say.
It cannot be argued.
It cannot be argued.
JJ.
It can't be argued.
Yeah,
I love it, man.
I feel like, again, the biggest X factors for Puerto Rico has to be, you got your NBA level guys. I feel like, I truly believe that Tremont and George could be borderline NBA players. The pick and roll game is going to be there. Hopefully they do have good spacing. The problem is there are a lot of streaky shooters, a lot of active defenders, again, with that dog in them spirit. You might see that they play very physical here. Refs allow a lot of hard play in Puerto Rico, so that might be a little factor for this team. But to be honest, it might be one of those sleeper teams that just, you're gonna ask yourself, like, how did they get here? You know?
Yeah,
it's one of those ones where if they get to the knockout rounds and they get like a good draw, right? Because you just need to finish top 2, right?
We do.
So if the other teams get matched up with each other, if Canada, US are playing early in the knockouts, like
that's gonna be one of the big fish are gone. But yeah,
it could happen. I think I was reading somewhere that like a couple of the big teams are gonna end up on the same side of the bracket.
Yeah.
So there's always that possibility. And again, like you said, bro, I watched them play one time just when they were playing the US. And the dog was apparent. Like that was the one thing that stood out. And then a lot of heart, bro. And Tremont Waters, like, I mean, I don't know why he's not in the league, but
I feel like he does have a little attitude problems. I'm not.
That might be it. Okay, if that's it. Hey, you 5'10", you got to. I respect it. Right? You 5'10", you got to. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny because I know of Stephen Thompson. I mean, I think it's with Ethan Thompson because he grew up in California, and then I was doing little trainings and stuff like that with people who played against him in high school. So he was big out here. So I know he got some game. Yeah. Like you said, your bigs are physical. Like they set screens, they roll hard. Some of them, I think most of them can pick and pop, right? Some.
I feel George Condit is probably our only true big in this roster. He's not that much of a pick and pop. He might shoot the occasional three, but he's more of a roller. A guy that could pick and pop definitely probably is going to be Isaiah Piñeiro, in my opinion, or Ismael Romero. Those two, they can really get hot down there.
Okay.
But yeah, we don't have that luxury of like really good off the dribble shooters.
Yeah.
Tremont's probably the only guy in this team who can really shoot it off the dribble if he's hot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was cooking the US, and then just like other places I see him do his thing.
Yes.
I think with y'all it's the wings. The wings, I think you will see what's good, but I think like Tremont Waters could be an all-tournament type player. That's how highly
he most definitely could be. I mean, with Carolina during the playoffs, he was the one hitting the daggers. He was the one active on defense. He got a lot of clutch steals. I think he had like 5 steals in the game in the playoffs. Mind you, like 80% of the games in the playoffs are close. Like these games are very hard fought. And Tremont always showed up. Like there were barely any times where you were mad at him for making mistakes or anything, because he was just he was kind of picture perfect, to be honest, in that run. You know, he can be very vital to a team who's trying to win a championship. I really do, especially a team like this, and the chemistry he has with George and the other guys. I feel like it could be good because again, a lot of the guys in Puerto Rico, they all live kind of close by. So they might see each other more often than NBA players do, mind you. I mean, I mean, you got George and Tremont.
Definitely do. I'm sure they do.
Yeah. A lot of team dinners. There's a lot of close runs. You might be familiar with the Rico Hines runs here.
Yep.
A friend of mine hosts a lot of runs where these players just play privately, and you see people from the bottom of the bench, like let's say, man, Justin Reyes might light up George Condit for 40, you know? So maybe it might bring a little bubble attitude too. Some guys get hot off the bench here in Puerto Rico, so you might see some surprising people here. I'm not going to lie. But also don't be surprised if they just get cold and not show, because in the friendlies, we lost against Serbia. We were like down 40 at one time, I think.
It sounds about for what you can expect with international ball. Like it's about who's better on the day, and honestly, it could be both teams. Obviously, one team will have slightly better odds, but bro, it could be both teams with a lot of these games.
Yep.
Like they're not gonna be an easy. Like there are some teams in this tournament. Like it's okay. It's we're just playing to play.
Yeah.
This team, like the only reason they're not gonna be in a game is like you said, because they're missing shots. But if they're in the game, it's tough. It's tough to close them out.
I feel like the Achilles heel for this team is probably going to be the coaching. I really do. That's going to be the defining factor. Nelson Colon hasn't been the most reliable for the team in this tenure he's had. So, yeah, I feel like at the end of it, that's really the Achilles heel, because the team is a very cohesive and close team, at least for the guys who play in Puerto Rico, which is most of the team. So, yeah, it's going to come down to the coaches and the staff. I really believe so.
No, I hear that.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. So I guess we can pivot to the US now. I'll pull this team up. There we go. So hold up. It says that this roster was announced on the 6th of July. So I imagine it's probably the same.
Yeah, I think it's the same.
Yeah, that's about. I don't see anybody.
Yeah, this looks about right.
They cut or who's left. Yeah, you see, they went with the youth factor, and this is the first time. Usually, they like to invite somebody who's been there before, knows what the situation is. But you look at this group, and literally none of them have any type of Olympic experience, any type of FIBA World Cup in the past experience. I think Steve Kerr was an assistant coach. Eric Spoelstra, Tyronn Lue, Mark Few. I think they might have been on the coaching staff, but not in one of the prominent positions. With this team, I think the biggest thing that they have to their advantage is the length. They'll start a team if it could be Jaren Jackson, Brandon Ingram, Cameron Johnson, Mikal Bridges, and Jalen Brunson. and that's like 6'11" to 6'9", with Jalen Brunson being the shortest guy on the court. Then off the one of the most criminal things they were doing was trying to bring Anthony Edwards off the bench. Shout out to Adidas, because you already know it's a Nike team, so we know what that's all about. And they have the potential, of course, to win the whole thing. I think it's just that continuity and being in the fire with your teammates it's different. Like and especially in the high pressurized moments. It's one thing to do it in a friendly. Like, I know people have been bringing up, they were down this many to Germany and came back, but that comeback feels a lot different when elimination is on the line, and you being embarrassed in front of the whole world is on the line. So I think what they end up doing is just giving the keys to Anthony Edwards, because I think on most nights he'll have a mismatch. I think the second guy who could probably get something would have to be, I'd probably go Jalen Brunson second, and then my third would be Mikal Bridges, because Mikal has the ability to shut down your best scorer and then get 20 himself. And if he's doing that, it becomes way more difficult for the other team to win. The bigs, like Walker Kessler, is not going to see the court. I don't believe so. I think Jaren Jackson Jr., Brandon Ingram, and Bobby Portis will end up being and Paulo will end up being, the guys who they rely heavy minutes upon. And the other guards, Austin Reeves will be solid. Josh Hart might be used depending on what the matchup is. I don't expect him to see a lot of the court either. I just think it'll be Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese, and Reeves that get the majority of the guard minutes.
I like Walker Kessler, man. I think he's gonna get played more. I really do.
I think he should.
Yeah.
But I just think that they love Jaren Jackson Jr. And Steve Kerr's team, and Steve Kerr plays small. Steve Kerr plays small, and they like to get up and down and shoot those corner threes. So
my thing is that we've seen it time and time again. 7-footers in a World Cup, man, is a very big luxury. Like, a lot of these teams try and just shell out the biggest guys. I mean, I think you got 2 7-footers in Serbia. I don't know. They like to play very physical. It's different rules, Smaller guys might have to readjust to the different pacing that is here in FIBA. They might not be able to crash the glass more often or sit around in the paint. I feel like a guy like Walker Kessler might get more playing time just because of the luxury of it,
Yeah, I think
he can't afford a 7-footer. For example, Puerto Rico, we have no 7-footer. Our biggest guy is 6'10".
I feel you, bro. And I think we should. Because to your point, the last time they was in the FIBA Basketball World Cup, they lost to France because of that reason. France shut the paint out. And I think I don't know who he had starting that time around, but I know it was a lot of non-shooters because Coach K was involved, and he just has this fascination with non-shooters. So, So I think, to your point, bro, because I think it was that's why I noticed your bigs when we played against Puerto Rico. Yeah. The bigs were super physical, and there was a point in the game where we didn't match their physicality, and they were kind of running the game for a little bit.
Yep. They have to compensate because, again, this league, there's a lot of small guys, and when there's bigger guys, they just pounce on them. It's very cutthroat too. So coaches here, if they don't see you hustle for a second, you're benched or out.
And they play that way. Those bigs were playing that way. So that's the one thing. Like I don't, because it's Rudy, I'm not too scared, but it's FIBA Rudy, so it might be a bit different.
Yeah, he's shooting threes now.
You saw that. I still, me. I still got his biggest. Yeah, it's ugly. But hey, man, he gets paid to block shots. Lucky for him. So, yeah, I think they'll be just fine until it gets to the deeper rounds. Once you get to those teams, like Germany gave them problems because Germany, like I said, Germany been playing together since whatever. It's like 14, 15.
They're a squad. They're a squad. They play.
right?
Raptors legend Dennis
They're a
Schroeder
real
there.
team.
Balling.
Yeah, I saw Canada play Germany
Wagner?
twice. Yeah, I saw Canada play Germany twice. That German team is good.
You see them smiling on the court, like they're all just laughing and joking in the timeouts. It's incredible.
I think they got like 4 NBAers, but they all the way they play together.
I think they're the team that's having the most fun in this tournament. I don't think USA's having that much fun either.
Oh no, USA is gonna get everybody's best shot and then some because they know the eyeballs are gonna be looking like who's the team to do it.
This is a new team too. Like I think damn near all these guys, it's their first World Cup. I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Like a guy like Anthony Edwards, like 4 years ago, was trying to steal chips out the gas station. Like, that's where we're at with him. And
Paulo was what 16? Like,
Paulo might have been in middle school.
Yeah,
he might have been a kid. So
also he got beef with Italy, so he has to play well.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Who's he beef with?
Story.
Italy.
He was
to play for Italy. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, because I know he's Italian as well. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and he had always said he was going to play for him.
I was very surprised.
You were surprised too? Yeah,
because he's always repping Italy, so I'm like, damn.
Well, why would you do that? Like,
I know, right? I thought he would have gotten more kudos from everybody if he played for Italy. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what did Italy do to drive him away? Because I figure, like, yo, your last hooper was what alleged was Andrea Bargnani. We know how that went. So why are you
know how that turned out? Because then, if you look at the coach. I think it was the coach came out and he was like, we just looked up one day and he was on Team USA.
No, that's crazy.
Like they kind of talked, but they kind of didn't. Like
I would absolutely love for Italy to pass and play USA. That would be absolutely
that's because they got some NBA players too. So it wouldn't be a walk in the park, you know. Yeah. So it'll be a good match. But their group, the USA group is easy, so they're gonna get through that.
Y'all got a really nice, group. You guys are gonna have a lot of fun.
I don't even know how that happened.
The groups. I'm trying to figure out if we can. Like, I'm looking for a website right now where you can.
In the FIBA website, you can see the groups.
No, not the groups, but like if there's a thing where we can like put an order in the groups and then see what the bracket would look like, because we were talking about earlier how like the bracket could shake out. But I'm gonna pull up the groups right now. As well.
Okay,
How about y'all feel about making some extremely early predictions for each group?
Ooh. Yeah, that'd be dope. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to look if there's a website that makes it easy. But so with this group A, is Angola, Dominican Republic, Philippines, and Italy.
All right. I've had some experience watching the Dominican Republic, but I don't think they're gonna go through with this. I think it's gonna be the Philippines and Italy. I mean, the Philippines got Mr. Lightskin himself, Jordan Clarkson.
Right, they do have him.
Dominican Republic has Karl Anthony Towns. I learned this.
I forgot. No. I forgot. All right, is that I saw a game the other day.
Like, I saw them play Canada. And I was like, what? They have Cat?
Oh yeah, they got Cat and they got Al Horford too. I forgot.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
they have somebody else as well. So the friendly between DR and Canada was in Spain. So the Dominican fans turned out, and that crowd was different.
The Dominican fans are crazy.
I saw it myself, bro. They weren't even in DR; they were in Spain, but they turned out. I'm looking at it like the fact that this tournament is so far in the world away from like certain countries is a benefit to the other teams. Because if the Puerto Rican fans could get out there or the Dominican fans could get out there, different tournament.
Like, hey, if Puerto Ricans in the minute, we would figure out how to speak Japanese and talk to them. I swear to God. No, but I mean, with the cat factor. Maybe they do pass, but I don't feel so strong about the bench guys. Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic had an exhibition game where a lot of the bench guys for the Dominican Republic played, and they look ghastly, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I think Dominican Republic is gonna be very top heavy in this tournament. But hey,
I could agree with that,
man. Like,
because I'm wondering, like. Outside of, like we said, Karl Anthony Towns and the guard that we just mentioned.
Man,
I gotta open up a tab.
Pull up the roster. Yeah, we're missing somebody. Also, sleeper team. Actually, I'll talk about a sleeper team later
when we get to it. Because hold up, okay. So the Angolan team, prior to a cut down, has
Hey,
some
we
Euro
not
guys.
no. We not passing.
Hey, hold
No.
on. Hey,
Next.
Hey, you
Atlanta
got
Hawks.
Atlanta
Atlanta
legend
Hawks.
Bruno Fernando,
Bruno
baby.
Fernando, we
Yes,
did
sir.
it.
All right.
Look at Eddie trying to disrespect Bruno Fernando.
Bulls
Hey.
legend, Chicago Hall of Famer.
He was on the DR.
All right, you see. All right. Aside from Cat, I've had the pleasure to watch Lester Quiñones. I've had the pleasure to watch him. Gerardo Suero. Yeah. he's he's okay.
Okay.
I'm not too hot about him. But
What about Victor Lees?
Victor Lees. I haven't watched the Capitana de Arecibo play because they're very far away from me.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like a 2.5 hour drive. I'm not willing to make to see
Fair
the team
enough.
play. But I've seen him on TV, and again, Capitán de Arecibo, they were very good like 2 years ago. Now they ain't so hot, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's getting up there in age too. Like he's just not the same. I feel like
It makes sense. Like you look at the squad, and if you say that the bench didn't look good, and I'm looking at the squad, like I don't see names that stand out to me. So if the two things go together, then yeah, they might be top heavy. It might just be a cat carry job whenever they're on the court. But we'll see. We'll see. The spotlight's on him.
It would be him, and it'd have to be him and Lester. It would have to be him and Lester balling out of control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Italy, you got Nico Lomelli. He's still got a little bit in the gas tank.
He's still.
Forget about him.
I don't know any of these other names though.
Yeah, Mateo Spaniolo might.
I know Melly. Because the NBA time.
Then Luigi Detome as well.
I think he'd been out. I think one. Yeah, I said one was playing for the Jazz. He's an athletic wing, so he's a pretty good balance between Melly, him, and whatever guard they have. I think they should be solid.
Yeah.
No, they should be.
I feel it's gonna be sudden death with this group. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So
the Italian group.
Yeah, that's group A. Group A is gonna be
with the Philippines. We got Clarkson, and then like a lot of guys that play in the Filipino league, the Japanese league, and the Korean league. So it's gonna be one of those teams that we're gonna learn about people when we see them. I see a Scotty Thompson out here. I'm not sure if I've seen that name. But yeah, then with the Chinese team,
Chinese,
they have Kyle Anderson. Word.
Yeah, they have Kyle Anderson and Zuki. Again, China has very, very nice luxury. Look at the size of that squad. Pause.
Right.
For real though, they do have 2 7-footers.
They're tall. Look
at that. You got Zuki at 7'1". I mean, hey, Guangdong Tigers legend right there.
Yeah. I gotta be real. I think I can't see it with them. I don't know what I
don't think they're gonna make. I'm a little biased though, but I don't think they're
because I think their guards are usually what the issue is. Their guards, the wings, usually they have a big dude, you feel me? Someone can pick and pop, do some damage, but it's the rest of them, you know?
Kyle Anderson, he's a scary guy though. I'm not gonna lie.
Slow-mo his ass off.
Hey, you guys saw this season when the Timberwolves gave him the keys. He was dominating.
Yeah. No, that's fair. He was doing his thing.
He's a very scary guy for these tournaments.
Yeah, this is another team that might have to get carried by one player for sure. Then we got the Puerto Rico team that we've been through, so we know what that team's saying. So then the
Serbia, I got some notes for Serbia, man.
Where low key, like I'm looking at this team, I noticed Jokic.
They're going first.
Okay, what are we saying? Go ahead.
All right. So first off, you got your NBA guys like Bogdan and you got Jovic, but also you got this guy. You got Nikola Milutinov. That guy is an absolute killer.
Oh, he got drafted by the Spurs. I remember him. He got drafted by the Spurs. I don't think he's come over yet.
He's averaging, I think, close to a double-double or a double-double right now in these past games with Serbia. That guy's an absolute killer. And in these tournaments, if you're 7 foot and you're close to being good, he's gonna absolutely murder. You could pull up his stats if you want. I think he's top 5 in a lot of categories for the team right now. He's playing way better than Nikola Jovic actually at this point, I believe.
Really?
So that's the guy you got to watch out for, Serbia.
Milutinov. Okay,
Bogdanovic is probably gonna take most of the scoring load, but Milutinov is like he's probably the glue for this team. He's getting all the rebounds. He's really good in the paint, and he's scoring a bunch of points for these guys. I really believe that's the guy people are gonna be like, damn.
Where'd he come from? Where'd he come from? Who he played for?
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Out there. I mean, look, he plays for Olympiacos, which is one of the biggest teams in the EuroLeague too. So that speaks for itself.
He's used to the pressure. To the pressure.
I don't think South Sudan is going.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? I'm looking at the South Sudan team.
Yeah.
They got a guy from NBA Academy Africa. I'm looking through the teams. Hold up. They have a guy who plays in the Canadian League, which is hilarious. That someone from there is getting a look. Oh, Wenyin Gabriel's on the team. Let's go.
Yeah. You know, with them, they're fairly new, but they've just exploded onto the scene from how they've been playing, even in the kind of some of the African team matches that I've watched. They're here for a reason, for real. And I think them and Puerto Rico will get that second spot. I think those are the two teams, because I think with them is the athleticism that you got to deal with.
Yep.
Like they are all rangy, 6'5", 6'3", and like you said, like if they could press the whole time, the shortest that might be what? What do you think?
You got one guy at 6 foot, but everybody else I think is 6'4" and above.
You feel me? With long arms, because again, that they right next door to us over there in Kenya, so I'm already knowing like the length, the activity. Only thing is the shot stopping. The shot stopping is. The shot making, is always going to be a problem with these athletic teams.
I don't think Wenyin is going to be a scoring guy for this team.
So we just got a raid from Sarcasm City while we're talking about South Sudan. So shout out everybody tapping in from Sarcasm City right now. We got like 30 people that just pulled up.
Nice.
You may or may not be interested in hearing about South Sudan at the FIBA World Cup, but we're going to be talking about some other teams to finish off the stream. We talked about Canada, the U.S., Puerto Rico, some of the other teams earlier in these groups before this. So if you're just tapping in right now, make sure you go back and watch the stream. While you're here right now, make sure you like the video. Make sure you get active in the chat. I see a lot of people out here. Danish Maldini. Okay. We got Jez in here. Shout out Miss Melina. Don Dada Mataza is in here. Shout out Don Dada. Say word. Miss Melina's from Mississauga. Shout out. I'm doing this from Brampton, so
shout out Miss Melina.
But yeah, guys, FIBA basketball is going down, and we are gonna cover it like no other. Eddie's tapping in from the Bay. Nico's tapping in from Puerto Rico. We got experts in here, so we're gonna get back to the scheduled programming. You guys can hang out here if you want to, but make sure you're pressing the like button. The content is free, so make sure you pay the rent.
Subscribe too. Subscribe.
We got a lot coming.
A lot of content coming. FIBA content, NBA content. This is your place to see all this coverage. If you like Sarcasm City, a lot of the same content, same style content is going down over here. It's laid back. It's chill. We're having a good time. But I guess we'll pivot to Group C. We got Greece.
Greece.
We got the Thanasis. We got the Thanasis on the team. He stayed getting the little bro jobs.
Papagiannis is playing fairly good for Fenerbahce, actually.
Okay.
Yes.
They had some guy get drafted, go to the league, right? I think he was going to the Kings or something like that. I thought
Papagiannis was on the Kings. I think that's him.
Papagiannis.
Okay.
Yeah, you got the Thanasis. He's a basketball player. I don't know if he's a big FIBA guy, to be honest. I think. To be honest, I'm not fairly sure who's gonna lead this team. It might be Papagiannis. He's clocking it at 7'3", and again, bigs in this league are very, very big luxury. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think with them, no Giannis killed any dream they had of really doing something.
No Alex either.
Yeah, the Thanasis actually got to play basketball. He can't towel wave, so we'll see how it goes.
He can't sit and smile.
That's what they got. The Thanasis is out there to rep for the family, to hold it.
I bet
on the line.
Yeah, I think the coach is looking at him like, "Hey man, where your brother at, dog? Where your brother at, man? Where your other brother at?"
Man. That's real.
Nice.
Now let's
But yeah,
see. I don't
but
see. I guess I don't see anybody other than I know Walk Up because they broke it down during the game that he plays in this. He used to play college ball.
I
So
mean, look,
yeah,
most of these
that's it.
guys play for Olympiacos, and again,
Yeah.
Olympiacos is
so, I mean,
it's
they're
one of
gonna have
the
some
Euroleague
chemistry.
teams.
Then they're gonna have
Yep.
some chemistry if
A
they
lot
all
of
play together.
Olympiacos guys and Panathinaikos too. So
Mhm.
those are two pretty. I mean, I don't know how they're doing right now, but they're always kind of marquee EuroLeague teams. So hey, they might make a little bit of noise.
Might do some. Yeah. Chemistry, bro. Chemistry can make a lot of people look better than what they might actually
Also,
be.
not
So
a big
yeah,
language barrier between them too.
facts. Big facts.
Wait,
Jordan.
Jordan has Rondé Hollis Jefferson.
Yep.
How did they get away with that?
Yep. Also, I've had the pleasure of watching him a lot this season
Because he
too.
plays in the Puerto Rican
Plays
league.
for
See, bro,
San Germán.
yo, the
Okay.
Puerto Rican league
Absolute-
expertise is coming so clutch in
Look,
this stream.
Rondé
Yeah,
Hollis
yeah.
Jefferson is a star in this league. I am absolutely serious. Like,
Really?
no,
So
I
he's
think
not
it was-
on the bench.
No. He
On the
is
bench getting sturdy and going viral. He's actually hooping.
No. Like for San Germán, he is the guy. He is the guy for San Germán. He shows up, always hustling. Still, he doesn't have that 3-point strap we all hoped he had, but absolute
Right.
hustler, absolutely great in the paint. The mid-range game came up amazing for him these past couple of years. This year he got injured in the playoffs, but he was an absolute menace. They went to 7 games against my team, Cangrejero. They won the series, but it was with he missed out the last 3 games. Before that, absolutely murdering everybody. Great player. Also,
I know
almost
how
won the
they pulled this
championship
off,
last season.
I think I know how they pull this off. They're like, "Yo, you want to sign for Jordan?" He thought they were talking about Jordan Brand. He's like, "Oh, for sure." And
Yeah,
then
come to
bang,
Jordan.
now he's in the FIBA World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and it's probably not
That's
going to be his
dope.
first
Right.
time to carry. Yeah.
That's dope. No,
Yeah,
I'm happy for
absolutely.
him.
Absolutely.
He is a
Absolutely.
very good glue guy, and he can be the guy. Like he's shown here in Puerto Rico, like he can be your guy for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened, but hey,
Yo, I
it
can't lie. I'm actually I want to watch Jordan now just to see what that looks like. At the very minimum, I want to
Hey.
watch like 10 minutes and see what they're
Rondé
saying.
Hollis as your number 1 is very fun basketball. I'm serious.
Yo, they got a guy who's in high school right now at
Yep.
Western High School in California.
That's crazy.
Yo, that's
Yeah.
dope.
That's
They got
crazy.
Rondé
Hey, a
lot
Hollis
of these
Jefferson and
people-
high school kids.
Again, not much of a barrier. I mean, except for Rondé and Ahmad. But
Yeah.
all of them, again, they play for Al Ali, Al Riyadi.
Yo, they have Al Ali, but it's not the Saudi one. It's the Jordanian
yeah.
one. Damn.
Yep.
That's
I feel like
Right. Fair
they're
enough.
gonna have to figure it out.
Nah, for sure. What are we saying? New Zealand. New Zealand.
New
got
Zealand.
a bunch of hoopers from the New Zealand league.
Yep.
yeah.
Japanese league too.
Okay.
Sorry.
cool.
I don't see it.
know.
I don't
I
see
don't
it.
see
I
it.
don't see
I
it.
see it.
I don't see it
So
either.
hold up. So this is so Greece.
Oh, we're
Jordan,
gonna get a haka though.
New
We're gonna
Zealand.
get the haka.
Yeah. The Haka.
I mean, but that'll make that part of the game
That'll
interesting.
make the highlight. That'll probably be the only highlight they make if we being honest, bro.
Hey, intimidation is the game.
Exactly. Do what you can. Do what you can.
Oh, so the U.S. is gonna walk this group.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's
Absolutely.
legit.
Those
I
are
think the
very-
fix was in, or somebody let them know, like, hey, we need these ratings real quick. So don't get any smart ideas.
Somebody
You
got
know?
it.
Nah, this is real. We need
Somebody.
those warm-ups. We need those warm-ups. So
Crazy.
yeah, that's the thing. Like Rondé Hollis Jefferson could carry to the second. He could carry them
Absolutely.
to the knockouts.
Absolutely.
That's
I
what I'm gonna be
really
cheering
believe
for.
he could take this team home. I'm serious.
That's fire.
them
That's
versus
what I'm gonna be
Greece.
cheering
Them
for.
versus Greece. Them
Mhm.
versus Greece.
That's
I
the
really do
one.
believe Rondé is the guy.
That's the one.
Let's see, Egypt.
The Egyptian team. I think this coach was involved with the Raptors at some point.
Oh, I don't even know.
If I'm not wrong, hold up real quick. What am I tripping? Oh, nah, he was at my school. That's a school in downtown Toronto.
Okay.
That's where he's
That's
from.
crazy.
Yeah. So that's what it is. Then he went to the Kings as an assistant, but now he's coaching Egypt. Looking at
Okay.
the squad though, I mean, they
don't
got a
know.
guy from Arkansas State, Northern New
Yeah.
Mexico, which is a school, right? That's not anything else.
Yeah, that's not what
A lot
you're
of
really
them-
going to for basketball talent, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Fair enough, man. Fair
A lot of-
enough. So I mean, it seems thrown together though. They got some guys from
Yeah.
a lot of guys from the Egyptian league, but
They got 7-footers. You never
That's
know.
true though.
You
That is
never
true.
know.
They got,
they never hurt. They never hurt.
Actually, now looking at, they got a lot of players that are 6'8" and up. So maybe that'll be what this team needs. Then we got Lithuania. Do they got my boy Valanciunas? Yeah, they got my boy Valanciunas.
They whooped Puerto Rico in the friendlies. That was painful to watch. Jonas, man,
beast,
he's a killer,
bully,
and he thrives in this. Like he has 2020 games. Well, he has 2020 games everywhere, but FIBA where he can be really physical. Yeah.
He's very different.
This is where they spotted him, because like when he was playing in the Lithuanian league, like obviously that's not really going to get you your shine, but he got to the NBA off bullying people in FIBA in a FIBA context. So
he's used to this. This is his life right here.
Yeah, for real. Absolutely. This is life. This is how he fed his family. So he's going to be putting in work. I don't recognize a whole lot of these other names. Bro, I'll be real. Going through these squads, like looking for the Ronde House Jeffersons and the Bruno Fernandos. That's what I'm here for. Those names.
Oh, Sabonis isn't playing?
Sabonis, hold up. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's here. Nope, they got a guy from Barcelona. They got a guy from Baskonia. Yeah, nobody else. Most of this team is from the Lithuanian league. That's tough. Yeah. They got Donatas Mariunas, who was in the NBA for a few years. But yeah, he's on Monaco right now.
Okay.
Hey, man, shout out to Philip Bidwell, man. My man said he dropped a like, even though he's not interested in basketball.
Hey, appreciate you, bro. Love it.
Philip.
Oh yeah, no, big time. I think Iggy Brasdeikis was also on. He was on the Knicks. Yeah. So he's back in the Lithuanian league. Damn. I guess like that. Guess like that. The Mexican team, yo, what is the Brampton Honey Badgers?
I'm not gonna lie.
Yo, this might not be a real thing because I live in Brampton. I've never heard of this. Oh my god. Okay, fair enough. So
all right. So I gotta take on Mexico. I'm gonna say I can't. Yeah. A lot of players from Puerto Rico go to play in Mexico.
Yeah.
And it is a better league than you would expect it to be. Like, these people are very competitive. I expect them to pass to the knockout stages. A lot of our all-stars here in this league go play in the off-season there, and sometimes they get a hard time there because it's another hard league. You know, Mexican fan bases are tough too. Don't be surprised if you see some guys just killing y'all out there. To any of the teams.
That'd be crazy. Yeah. That'd be crazy.
Very competitive.
We're gonna let
I know Jorge Gutierrez because he played. I think that's the same. I think he played at Cal, which is the college right up the street.
Okay.
So yeah, it's you know it is with Mexico. Yeah, that's him. It's straight dog. Yeah, he played with the Nets too. He's been around. He's been hooping for a little bit. So
I remember him. Yeah, I remember him.
He was one. It's funny. He was one of the best guards that Cal has ever had when you like break it down. So I rock with him. I thought JTA would be here, but I guess maybe he's taking
Toscano Anderson. Yeah, damn.
Yeah, I thought maybe he's taking it off. But yeah, we'll see, man. Their group isn't from what I've seen, isn't the strongest, right?
Which one?
This Mexico group.
Oh, this Egypt, one is
Lithuania, Mexico, and then
it's probably the most.
They got Vucevic.
Yeah, they got Vuce.
Say word. I did not know. I was unfamiliar.
Oh, that's tough. That's a tough group.
Yeah, it's gonna be to me. It's gonna be Montenegro and
Montenegro versus Lithuania is just gonna be center versus center. They could just ISO Vucevic and Valanciunas.
That's gonna be a one-on-one offensive game. That's
big facts.
We are going to the 90s, people. Welcome back to the 90s that you've missed so much.
For real.
There you go.
If you miss the old days in basketball, watch Montenegro, Lithuania. have the great time you're looking.
You'll get your fix. Just like that.
Big facts.
Next group is my favorite group.
Australia. Okay. My goodness! Look how many American flags there are on this
something
squad.
Else. Dyson Daniels. First off, I'd like to make him a standout for this team. Very underrated addition.
That's a prospect.
They need a guy like that because for the tall guys,
Giddy, Josh Green, Ingles, Patty Mills, Matisse Thybulle. Okay.
Guards. They got guards.
I like
the thing is, they're gonna be really relying on them guards because I'm looking at the center depth.
Your
It
biggest
ain't
guy,
there.
your biggest reliable guy is Dyson Daniels, and he's a guard, So
He's a
He's a
6'8"
guard,
guard,
yeah.
and he's 20. Like he's young.
I wouldn't be
Giddy, of
surprised.
course.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dyson gets some 5 minutes. I'm not gonna lie.
Jeez. Yeah, actually, now you always bring up height, right? This team actually only has 2 players above 6'8", and that's Nick K, who's 6'9", and Duop Reith, who is 6'11" and plays in Lebanon.
But they do have the luxury of absolute talent.
Yeah, they got shooters.
Yeah.
They got threes in this team. Like they can shoot some guys out the gym.
Patty Mills
It's
is
literally
lights out.
everything but the center. They're good. Like forwards wise, they're good. The center is the only thing. So
nah, that
because even Thibault in FIBA he can play the 4.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to play.
He can just be physical.
Yeah. He doesn't have to. I mean, he doesn't have a 3-pointer, so he could just be a glue guy on the offense.
Right.
Just
He can 3 in the key all day, bro. He doesn't have to be,
Yeah. I do like this team, but man, this Group E is gonna be one of them groups.
So the next group is Finland.
Lowry, Markkinen.
This is the
Markkinen.
carry job. This is where. So I forget. I don't know if it was Eddie. I know another guy that watched EuroLeague last year who said.
Oh, it was me.
It was you talking
in
about
Eurobasket.
Eurobasket. How basically the Jazz coach just took all the actions that Finland used for Markkinen and brought them over to the NBA, and that's how he started cooking.
I watched him that Eurobasket run. It was apparent he was the best player on the court every night. So he really excels in these FIBA tournaments. Only thing is he don't have a whole lot of help outside of him.
It's not. You got no marquee names there, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think they're just gonna. He can't. I think he kind of shocked people by what he was showing last season.
Yeah.
I don't think he can this time around. I think they're going to be expecting it.
I think he will. I mean, he has the keys, man. He has the keys.
That's fair. Yeah, that's true.
I'm thinking Germany is next, bro. This is a tough group.
Nah, this is a tough group.
This is the group of death. Oh man, I wish these games weren't at such a crazy time. Eddie, have you looked up the timings for you? Because it's really bad for you.
Yeah, it's bad. And I gotta like turn off all notifications, keep the recording on, and then hopefully by the time I walk into somebody, they haven't ruined the game for me yet.
I can't.
Nah, for sure. Yo, for those Friday nights, Saturday nights, you may as well just stay up. You may as well.
If I do it, that'll be it. But the thing is, I'd only do it if there was like if there's a game worth watching, I might do it. But the USA is literally playing no one I have interest in watching.
Yeah.
So
because the group is ass. Yeah.
The group's ass. Yeah. So hopefully, I think it'll definitely have to be like these Germany, Finland game types. Like my team won't be playing. I'll just be watching everybody else like actually compete while they dub people. So
it's like that. They scheduled it like that because I looked at the Canada games and like the 2 ones that are worth doing watch-alongs for, like 9:30 a.m. for me, which fair enough, I can do that. But then Canada plays Lebanon at 5:45 in the morning. So it's
exactly.
I'm not doing that. Those matchups at least are like 1:45 a.m. for you. Like if you really wanted to, you could make it happen the night before. But
right. It's sad. Like if I'm coming back from a Friday night and I make it, I might have it off. I'll make like the first quarter though. That's about it.
Yeah. No, the matchup would have to compel you for anything more than that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nah, for sure. But yeah, we got Germany up here. Obviously, they got Dennis Schroeder. They got Daniel Tice.
Man.
They got the Wagners, which is fire. They got Isaac Bonga, who used to be in the NBA. Fun fact about Isaac Bonga, I saw him during the friendly. His hair is pink now. He's got a Dennis Rodman shit going on. It was very interesting to see. Did not expect that from a character like him, but he's out here. Who else on this team?
They still have him as point guard. That's hilarious.
The
Lakers draft. I think we signed him or something like that.
I think you guys drafted him.
Also,
we might have drafted. Yeah, we might have drafted. He was supposed to be like the Lonzo backup. That was their entire plan.
Hilarious.
And then we saw a couple games like that.
Yep. Also,
go ahead.
I got a little standout here. a little sleeper player for Germany, Moritz Wagner.
Oh yeah.
He might be the sniper for this team.
Yeah, he might be the guy because he's nice. He is
sniper,
nice.
man.
Yeah.
Him and his brother are cold. Franz Wagner, I think he's gonna for the people watching, he's gonna make a name for himself this tournament.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Also, Raptors legend Dennis Schroeder,
Big
absolute
facts.
glue for this team. Oh my
Big
God.
facts.
I love Dennis, man. I love Dennis. When he's not guarding Jamal Murray, I love Dennis.
Big
That's
facts,
what
big
I am.
facts.
When he's not guarding Jamal Murray, I love Dennis. And I saw the clip of him are still having beef with Dylan Brooks. With that warms my heart. Warms my heart. It still beat Dylan. You might have changed jerseys, but as an organization, we do not like you. So
no,
yeah, they'll be good.
So from my perspective, right, as obviously somebody from Toronto, so I'm a Raptors fan and a Canada fan. I'm seeing him do that. I'm seeing Dennis Schroeder do that, and I'm like, hey, I'm tipping my hat. That's solid. I respect it. I don't care that Dylan Brooks is on my team. I respect the beef.
It's crazy. It's funny though. It's bringing it back because some people say, "Oh, it's too competitive. It's not competitive enough." But then you see something like these playoffs, and you get reminded, like, nah, they really do get after it when it matters. Yeah.
Hey, Joe says Mo's a bench warmer in the league now, but bro, bench warmers in the NBA and these kind of tournaments can get busy.
Oh yeah, he's the type pick and pop. Like people sleep. He can actually, because again, another Lakers draftee. He can actually play the game. It's not usually a lot of times what hurts him is just the athleticism, but when it comes to him just playing basketball, you got to respect it. You got to respect it.
For real.
Hey, and Nico, what have you been saying this whole stream about 7-footers or guys close to it?
Man, it's a luxury, man. It's a luxury. I'm telling you, like, you need these type of guys. And that Franz Wagner at a 6'10", oh my God. Also, a little standout too, Daniel Theis. That's one of the guys you need in this tournament. You need a physical guy like that.
Yeah.
You need one of them cold white boys. I'm serious.
He was giving problems. He was giving problems out. It's funny. It's crazy because, like you said, the league, it's one thing. FIBA, totally different thing. Different world, man. World. He thrives in these things, man.
So yeah, I think we could probably get to Japan. I think this is the last team in this group, right? Oh, Japan. Yeah. Damn.
I mean, they got again another Raptors legend, Yuta Watanabe. But that's about it, to be honest.
Hey, for you guys that aren't familiar, right? There's a ramen place downtown Toronto that they have his jersey hung up like it's retired out there. Yeah,
that's
no
cold
bullshit.
Work. That's cold work. It's retired.
Man,
they retired him out there. Legend in the ramen spot, not on the court, but it's cool.
I like that.
Yeah, they got a guy from Nebraska. They got the guy on the Cornhuskers on this team. They got a guy in the G League and then a bunch of guys from the Japanese league. Yo, this is a tough break for this squad in this group, man.
I feel bad.
I really
do feel bad. Yeah, I don't see it too. They only have one guy at 6'10". They got a man at 5'8" too.
Damn.
I don't know.
But no, bro. Look at it carefully. That's 5'6". Oh, that's another guy. Damn, they got 5'6" and 5'8" on this team. Yo,
hey, I mean, more power to him.
It was real. It was real.
More power to him, for real. We gonna watch. I gotta watch this. I'm gonna be watching this.
They could have been top of Group D, to be honest.
No, for real though. Like honestly, they needed to be in America's group to get that second spot. Maybe next something group, like that.
Next group, I got a sleeper team for next group.
A sleeper player? Oh, a sleeper team in the group. I heard you. Okay. Cape Verde. I'm trying to look through these players. They got guys from Providence. That's interesting. Yeah. I don't recognize anybody here. Oh, they got Eddie Tavares on Real Madrid. Oh, I remember Eddie Tavares, 7'3", big as hell. I think he was on the Hawks and the Raptors. This looks like they're like a main player. I don't really recognize. I don't think the
chemistry's gonna be there, man. I really don't though.
Oh yeah, this team looks really thrown together too. Look at all these flags. Look at all these countries. These guys playing professionally.
Yeah.
You got a damn 40-year-old playing for you too. I don't think.
Hey, we got the country Georgia here.
Georgia.
We got the country Georgia.
They got Goga Bitadze.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's their guy, to be honest. But again, another team that I don't think is.
Yo, is this the guy that was in the Bucks?
Yeah, Mamuk.
Yeah.
Mamuk was in the Bucks. Yep. They got their two NBA guys. I mean, they got a bunch of EuroLeaguers. I think they're going to end up. I think they I don't think they're just gonna inch out to my sleeper team.
Okay.
Make,
Let's get to the next team. Eddie, I'm taking you don't have anything to say about Thad McFadden and these.
No, not at all.
I heard you.
Not at all.
This is number one
it's
right
funny,
here.
though. It's Thad Mc, and it's Is that America? Is that how you say it? Go back up real quick. That's hilarious.
Which one?
Oh, Mercy. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
I thought
Mercy.
it was Mercy.
Thad McFadden
was
was from America.
Yeah, Murcia.
I thought it was America. Like some people out here don't say, "Hey, it's just America." So that's what I was thinking.
McFadden from America and Georgia. That would have been amazing.
Yeah,
man, we got Slovenia.
This is my number one for this group.
Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay.
Yeah. This is my number one for the group. This is not my sleeper team though.
Oh, okay, true.
Yeah, because this is the obvious standout. It's Luka.
We know the deal with this team though. We know the deal. We know they got Luka. We know they got hold-ups. They got Zoran Dragic. They don't have Goran on this team, right?
Nah, I think Goran tried to rest them legs for the season.
Old as hell.
Look,
He's
man,
old as hell.
Yeah, old as hell.
Hey, what difference is this team between the Mavs? Like it's the same for Luka. The same. It's the same.
This is real. This is
been
real.
here before. He can do it again.
This is real. Kyrie aside, it's the same shit. We're always here for Mavs slander. We're always here for Mavs slander. This is real.
Yep.
Nah, that makes sense though, because he's used to it. But okay, all right. So I'm taking this now, is the sleeper team.
This is my sleeper team, my native country of Venezuela.
I've
had the pleasure of being kind of familiar with the Venezuelan league, and the Venezuelan league is absolutely bonkers. I'm telling y'all. In my opinion, it is actually slightly better than Puerto Rico's league in terms of talent. Thing is, none of these guys actually, they can't even go outside of Venezuela. They can't just emigrate to the U.S. There's not the best relations out there, so they got no choice but to stay. But they have a really good amount of talent here. I'm not gonna lie; it's a very competitive league. Fernando Duro también is a pretty good coach. Don't be surprised if Venezuela ends up second, maybe even first. I do feel like they can make that amount of noise just from the production I see from the league, to be honest.
Yo, I'm seeing they got a guy who's 7'2", who's at the NBA Academy in New Zealand. So is that one of them guys? Like, what should we expect from this team in terms of like the kind of team they are? Are they like a physical team? Are they a bunch of shooters?
Expect a very fundamental team.
Okay, that makes sense.
But they got that dog in them.
That's fit. Venezuela don't play. I know that much. I can tell you that.
Yeah. It's a very competitive league out there.
Yeah.
They are getting up in age, sadly, but it's a good team. I feel like this might be one of the years that they could surprise some people.
So
I'd be sad to see them go out first. But
yo, this makes sense. They could definitely get past Georgia and Cape Verde.
That's what I'm saying. That might be my sleeper team for this group.
I hear it. That makes sense.
Not a lot of people pay attention to this league, but I feel like it's a good enough league to make noise in FIBA. I really do.
Hey man, hopefully that pans out. Then you can clip this up and you can show the world.
Clip it and frame it, or it'll just backfire on me.
Nah.
Because I remember it wasn't our best team, but Venezuela had played the U.S.
They played good.
It was one of those games where you could see, like, again, it's the physicality and the experience might help them.
Exactly.
Honestly, it might be in their favor because they've been through the battles together. Like you said, they've been having to play together, and I think it's Slovenia in their group, and that's about like the other teams in Georgia
and Cape Verde.
Yeah,
they have a very, very, very good shot of making it out the group for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
For the next group, though, you got
Brazil,
for me number 2 in this group.
Oh, it's number 2. Okay. Who's on his team?
Hey, Cristiano Felicio, never forget. Lord Bruno. You got Raul Neto.
Name in the world.
Yep. Raul Neto. I mean.
Oh yeah.
He was
Bruno Caboclo's on this team.
Yeah, you got Lord Bruno, man.
Ain't no way Marcelo Huerta's still playing.
Also, Felipe Dos Anjos, watch out.
Okay.
No, it says Marcelo Huertas is 40.
Yep.
I know exactly who that is. There's no way he's still playing.
Yeah.
He's the guy. I don't know if you remember the like when we was bad. Lakers was super
Yeah.
bad, and there was like a shot clock violation. He threw it behind his head. Dark days, brothers. Dark days. But
You're
yeah,
my number
I know
two.
Gui Santos can hoop.
Yeah.
Gui Santos can hoop.
Oh yeah,
Santa Cruz Warriors.
Yeah.
Eddie's
And Bruno too
Hey,
can get down.
Brazil
So,
always
yeah.
got sneaky basketball. I seen them play here in Puerto Rico. They played an exhibition here.
Okay.
Too. I don't remember what player I saw, but I went to the mall. They were just buying sneakers at Champs. I guess they didn't have shoes.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Nike, that's crazy. Nike, do better.
Nah,
Give my
for
dog
real,
some
for
shoes.
real.
Yeah, that just made me think of LiAngelo Ball in China for some reason. But shout out to the Hoopers
God.
looking for shoes while hooping.
Nah, it was like hours before the game too. So they was just in the mall kicking and buying shoes. It was very funny to watch. Yeah,
That's hella funny.
That's fire. But yeah, no, they got Raptors legend Bruno Caboclo. They're Mr. 2 years away from being 2 years away. It's been mad years since then. So hopefully he's finally ready.
I believe
But
so.
you said this was number 2 in this group. So let's get to the next team, which is Iran. Is there a random American on the team? There is not. So there's a guy from the Chinese league, a guy on Monaco. Oh, Hamed Haddadi. I think this is the NBA guy. Yeah, that's the NBA guy.
38, it definitely is, yeah.
In China too, so and he's
that's the one. But yeah,
he a bully.
To be honest, I have not heard from a lot of these guys.
Me neither. It's just Hamed, but that's it. He was a bench warmer in the NBA. I think he was a Mark Gasol's backup on the Grizzlies at some point. But not too familiar with anybody else. We'll just keep it pushing to Ivory Coast.
Another team's gonna miss out. You got Diabate.
Yeah, it looks like
that's about it. To be honest,
it looks like it, bro. I don't see a lot of these.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't recognize.
Team that I'm telling you.
There's a team called Champagne Basket, which is a fire team name, by the way. I don't know how expensive it is to get a Champagne Basket.
Oh my God,
jersey,
talking about
like
friends. I forgot a little anecdote too from Team Puerto Rico. Tremont Waters actually played with Wemby this season.
True.
Mets, I think he was on that court.
He played with the Mets. Then he came here, just for more money.
They played. They had the scoop. They had the scoop
against Ignite.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up.
So that leaves Spain.
Now this is my number one.
Wait, hold up. It says Ricky Rubio withdrew on August 5th. So.
Nope.
Okay,
but
interesting.
You still got Santi Aldama. You got the Hernan Gomez brothers. You got Usman Garuba on that team. Rudy Fernandez, absolute killer. You got all right. So Alex Albines, Dario Brizuela, and Joel Parra killing it in Barcelona. This is a really good basketball team, to be honest. They won not too long ago.
Are you tapped in with the Barcelona basketball team as well?
A little bit. I mean, I'm a Barca fan, so
because that's what I was going to say. I know you're a Barca fan in football.
Yeah. I'm not too tapped into it. Occasionally, I watch a game here and there. We watch a lot of Spanish television in my household.
Yeah,
part of my family is from there. But yeah, Spain has a very good team on their hands.
Yeah,
Ricky Rubio aside. Also, look at that head coach up there. Tell me that's not an absolute
Sergio Scariolo.
Head coach.
Sergio Scariolo.
Hey, real one.
Also, a lot of these guys you see here, winners. I mean, Spain has been winning internationally. Let's be real.
They won the last one, right?
Exactly. I mean, they won. I don't know what tournament they won like 2 years ago, but
Euro.
Yeah, they won. They won Euro. Juancho Hernan Gomez became Tracy McGrady in the finals. Willie Hernan Gomez always showing up. He's always showing up for Spain internationally. I mean, that's their guy, to be honest. I mean, I believe Spain, they're going to make another deep run as usual.
Spain's good. I saw the friendly for Spain versus Canada. Actually, that was a watch line I think Eddie was in the chat for. That was a great game. Spain definitely looks good.
It's going to be business as usual. Also, absolutely zero language barrier between them two, so the chemistry is effective immediately. It's going to be business as usual for Spain, to be honest. I feel like they are going to steamroll this group, and I wouldn't be surprised if they make it the finals round.
I agree. It's one of those teams. Really good team, really solid. Like you don't actually understand that, okay, Rudy Fernandez is on this team, and then I watched him play and Rudy Fernandez was still okay, right? And that's just like one of their guys on their team. Usman Garuba, obviously he's on the Thunder. I haven't seen him play a whole lot for the Thunder, but when I saw him play for Spain, bro, he did his job well. Physical center, did his job well. Obviously, he's undersized. He's 6'8". But again, if you're not going up against a 7-footer and you're going up against a guy of a similar size, I think he can get the job done.
Also, this team kind of showed that they can play without Ricky Rubio. And also another guy you're missing there is Serge Ibaka. They also proved that they can play without him.
That makes sense. Nah, they're really good.
Yeah, I feel like Serge's Serge leaving the team really unlocked the Hernan Gomez brothers.
Yeah, that makes sense. We'll get to Group H. Canada, we know about already. France, this is serious first matchup. Serious first matchup. Obviously. People watching this Friday morning, Canada, France, watch along. That's going to be happening. So we're out here. It's 9:45 in the morning for me, or 9:30 for me. So whatever that is, that's Toronto time, 9:30 a.m. Whatever that is for you in the world, make sure you tap in. Watch along will be happening on this channel. It's a sticky one.
No matter who they got, they always show out, man. Especially Evan Fournier, he turns into prime Vince Carter for some reason.
For real, don't make any sense, man. He does this thing. They have
Fournier is that guy, man. Like
they have Basele. I think Yabusele. He's a
Gershon Yabusele. Yep.
He's a bully. And then they keep the height, like we've been talking about, between Paul and Gobe and Rudy. You know,
I'm so thankful they couldn't get Embiid on the team in time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
man, Embiid is a coward, man. He's a coward.
You're not wrong.
Coward. Yeah. But hey, man, look, they got 73-9 Golden State Warriors, basically. In my opinion, France always plays lights out from the 3-point line. They shoot like 70% from three for no reason, and they lock it down. Probably one of the scarier teams in my opinion.
They have a Mustafa Fall that's 7'2". Is this no relation to Taco? But that's fire.
Yeah.
Nando De Colo, he was in the NBA for like a minute. I think the Raptors actually still have his rights, oddly enough.
Yabusele,
Nick Batum, you know what you're getting. But yeah, man, like we say, like this is just a basketball institution. Like they know what they're doing. They play well. They're gonna be good. So obviously Canada, France being the top two teams in this group, it makes this group a really good group. And shout out to Latvia that has to put up with it. They obviously don't have Kristaps. They don't have Kristaps, which sucks for them. But yeah, they have Davis Bertans. They got who else? I don't. Oh, they have Karooks, but he's not good.
Yeah,
so. I'm not this team's gonna have a tough.
I don't think Latvia or Lebanon are gonna have luck against those two juggernauts.
So what's going on? Oh, Lebanon has. I saw the USA flag and I was like, huh? But it's somebody I don't recognize. 20-year-old on Michigan.
That's my number 4.
Oh, that makes sense. So yeah, people, this group seems a little bit more predictable than some of the other groups, and this is the last group. So yeah, we're through everybody. I'll just get a prediction out of everybody, just like a shot in the dark of who you guys have winning, and then we'll wrap the stream up.
The whole tournament.
Yeah, the whole tournament. Because like I think we could do like maybe more group for group kind of things, like after a couple of the matches, like going into like the third set of matches.
For sure.
For the whole thing.
All right.
I'm gonna just say USA gets the job done. Like
I got two.
They're a big team. They got a lot of size, a lot of talent. Obviously, the teamwork thing is a big thing. But bro, like I believe in a lot of their players. I think Anthony Edwards and Brandon Ingram is such a cold set of players to have in the FIBA game.
Right.
For sure.
But yeah, let's go, Nico.
I got 2. I got Spain. I mean, you can't deny their culture, man. I feel like on top of everything, that culture they have established these past years, an absolute dynasty in world basketball. But I think our winner is gonna be USA. They're gonna get it done. I think there's gonna be one of those teams we look back on and be like, damn, they got all those young guys together, you know, like all these future like all NBA players, and we're gonna be like, damn, Anthony Edwards really is Michael Jordan. Like it's incredible. It's incredible. See him. I can't wait for him to go ball. That's what
This is real. Now, free Ant every day. Get him out of Minnesota. The shackles that is the Timberwolves
franchise. It's so funny you said that What I just see this split face the other day.
Yeah, with the Jordan.
Yeah, oh, no,
Man, I'm
it's
telling you, they're gonna be
crazy.
watching The Last Dance season 2 in 20 years. Watch.
Yeah, yeah.
They gonna film
this
one.
is real. When he
Oh,
postered
The
Utah,
life out of you.
that was a war crime against Utah's
Nah, for
country,
sure,
man. Like,
bro.
no, it had to be classified as that. That was the only way to do it after that one, bro. That was
Man.
crazy.
I feel for him though, because like guys that jump all the time, they got
Yeah,
limits,
it happens.
They got a
you
It
live in the
limit.
paint, you get dunked on sometimes. That's just a part of the
Hey,
game.
but in 20 years, Utah's gonna be in the dock, at least, like
This is true. This
he's
is
gonna
true.
be there.
One of the dances.
Man.
I cannot wait to see. I can't wait to see this young team play. To be honest, I really like. Also, I like the attitude they have. I feel like Ant is gonna influence a lot of these people.
Yeah,
I just hope they don't get
It's
cold feet.
real.
Yep, that is the price you pay, man. It really is.
definitely. I'm with Nico. If I had to pick two, it would definitely be Spain and the U.S. But France is a close third. I think with the U.S., I think individually they're very hard to guard, and I think they can shoot at the same time. So in any basketball game, if you can defend and hit threes better than the other team in this new era, you're pretty much destined to win. So I think they'll get it done. I wouldn't be shocked if France or Spain win, though. I really wouldn't be shocked because, like we've been talking about, it's one thing to be talented, but it's another thing to have continuity, buy-in from everybody, and everybody knows their role. So, yeah, it should be a fun one, but those are my three. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when the US when the time comes when USA has to play against one of these like very established international groups like France and Spain and Canada. Well, I mean, no, Canada doesn't have enough experience yet. But
It's early. Too early.
With teams like France and Spain, it's gonna be talent versus just DNA. The DNA of we don't show we're not marquee guys in these leagues like the NBA. It's time to show up internationally as they always do. So it's probably gonna have to be just the hunger to win, and it's what they got to do. It's that championship DNA that Spain has and that culture. I think it's just going to be experience versus talent at this point because there's a lot of naive guys there in US.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm with you, boss. Like it's just because you haven't been in that environment before. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing playing against the US. Like when you talk about Spain, like that culture, they've been building since 2008 when they was going up against the US in gold. And the French kids, like much like how the football is going over there, like their academies, they train together, they grow up together, they play together in a lot of fashions. When it gets to us, you could say it's close right until high school. Mm-hmm. Then all the players have different agendas, whether that be you play with this team and they're represented by that shoe company, or we need you to go here. That way you start making money for us there. Like there's so much at play that isn't basketball related when it comes to the US thing. So talent versus experience. Absolutely.
Another reason why sometimes these teams absolutely shock USA in these tournaments is just the language. Most of these guys can speak English because they have no option to play against. Like in basically all the teams, you have to speak some form of English.
Right.
All of the USA guys only know English, so they can hear what the US guys are calling and all the plays they might be saying, but the USA guys are never going to understand what Spain or France.
No clue.
That's a great point. Yeah. That's a great point.
There's another reason why, sometimes they shock them, but to be honest, they're just completely taking down every strategy they do because they can decipher all that.
They can hear the strategies. They're hungry, like you said. Like they know they don't get shine in the NBA, but this is our opportunity to make a name for ourselves, make some history. You got the hunger of just like generally like basketball is about more than just like having fun, you know, like
Pride
this
is
is
a hell of
life
a drug.
for some people. You put all those factors together, and like this is what makes international basketball so amazing, and this is what we watch the games for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, we've been at it for almost 2 hours now, so I'm gonna wrap up here. Major thank you to Nico and Eddie for making it
Of
out
course,
here.
man.
This stream is a lot
Appreciate you
more.
having us on, man. Come on
Stream's
now.
been a lot more entertaining than if it was just me talking
Of
to the
course.
camera about SGA for an hour. This is way better. So definitely
Yeah,
appreciate
leave
you guys
that to
watching.
me. Leave that to me. I can talk about SGA for an hour for
Yeah.
sure. Leave that to
Hey, y'all be seeing me a lot more often now. The semester starting up, so I'll be happy to just come back here as many times.
Yes, sir. It's been a debut on
Yep.
the platform for Eddie and Nico. Definitely two people I look forward to being here a little bit more often as
man.
time goes on. We
Definitely
do
will.
more and more content, so look out for that for sure. If you guys
Season's
are here, there's
close.
22 people watching live. The Sarcasm City rated like 50 people. A bunch of you stuck around, so big shout out to you guys, man. Make sure you guys
Thank
like
you.
the video.
Course,
Make sure you
man.
guys
Thank
sub to the
y'all.
channel. Stay active, stay engaged. These are the kind of things that help channels grow. This live stream is actually also streaming to Twitter at the same time, or X, or whatever you want to call it. So if you're watching this on Twitter for some reason,
shout out to you.
Hop onto the YouTube and run the numbers up there, because that's where money happens on a bigger scale than on Twitter. So definitely hop over and make that happen. And then also, if you enjoy this kind of content and you enjoy the way we do things here, I'm also starting up an NFL channel to talk about American football. So I'm going to be making that happen. I'm going to post the link to that in the chat right now. So if you enjoy how we do things here, we're providing more coverage of another sport on that channel.
I'll be happy to join you there too.
Okay, so make sure y'all run it up there. We're going to be having more of these conversations. As always, this is a long live stream. So if you tuned in halfway through, go earlier, go watch what was being said before, right? Whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching it on the replay, there's a lot of content here. We talked about Canada in depth, Puerto Rico in depth, USA in depth, and then we went through every squad in the tournament lightly. So we did a lot. There's a lot of content that we made happen in the stream. So make sure you go and take advantage of it and enjoy all of it. So I'm going to sign out now. It's been real. We had a great time. And stick around with us. More content coming soon, people.
Yes, sir.